Hey there, nice to be seen.
Welcome everybody to our monthly end of the month. I can't believe it's end of August downtown stakeholders meeting. Thank you so much for joining us. We have a lot of things to cover today. So just as a reminder, this meeting, this presentation is brought to you by the Downtown Collaborative Committee, which consists of myself representing Noblesville Main Street. We've got Brandon Bennett with Noblesville Parks and Rec, Bob Dubois from the Noblesville Chamber of Commerce, Aaron Head from the City of Noblesville, and Ailey McGill with Nickel Plate Arts. And we come together, make sure that you guys kind of have a sense of what's going on. So we try to put together a presentation that's about 20 to 30 minutes in length, and then we reserve the rest of the hour for any questions that you may possibly have. We will also circulate a video of this meeting as well for people who are not able to join in person. So with that, let's get started. Brandon Bennett, you're up first.
Sorry, I was not expecting to be first today, but
surprise.
Just a couple quick things here that impact the downtown a little bit. Just a couple concerts coming up, the last two concerts here at Federal Hill. September 10th is the Eagles Project, which is, believe it or not, an Eagles tribute. And then 24th is Trippin' Billy's, which is a Dave Matthews Band tribute. So both of those should be pretty good draws. We would expect about 4,000 people at each of those shows. And then we also have the final two movies coming up down at Federal Hill, both of those on Friday nights, this September 2nd, this Friday, Sing 2. And then September 9th is Ghostbusters Afterlife. So last couple of summer concerts, if you will, coming up at Federal Hill and movies. Holidays at the Hill, we're well into planning what's going to happen down there. Trying to add some things this year, but want to certainly see how we can continue to further discussion we had at the merchant meeting about partnerships between downtown merchants and, you know, whether it's the ice rink or what we're doing at Holidays at the Hill. So keep your thoughts open on that. If you've got any ideas, reach out to me. I've had one merchant reach out to me already that wanted to look at how we could potentially do another market at some point in time. So I want to continue to talk about the discussion of how we partner to drive more people that might be at Federal Hill into the businesses downtown and vice versa. So reach out to me if you've got thoughts on that. And then certainly Lights Over Seminary on that first Friday in December. We are again planning that. If anybody has any thoughts on anything they'd like to see or anything they'd like to do with it, anything they think that could be added to that, please reach out to myself or Aaron Head. Aaron really is kind of heading that up, no pun intended. But we look forward to it being another kind of big event to kick off the month of December with everything else that's going on with the downtown merchants and, you know, at the Holidays at the Hill, the ice rink and all of that. So with that, that's all I've got for today.
All right. Thanks, Brandon. All right. We're going to circle back to Aaron. Today was, I think, late drop off at school. So we'll come back. Bob.
Yes, today is a late drop off at school for all of Noblesville. I got stuck in the traffic jam coming Cumberland Road. So you think I'd know that with having a teacher in the family. But thank you, Kate, for the time. Today is the deadline for the Advancing Noblesville Awards. And those are awards recognizing businesses, organizations, and individuals that are doing extraordinary work in this community. And we've had a very good response, but we know that there are folks that are missing from the nominations that are doing fantastic things in our community. And so the application, I'm not sure we can make it any easier. It's literally just a Google form, share some words with us. we would really love to have a few more businesses nominated and individuals nominated that are doing good work, because we want to be able to tell their stories throughout the year as well, not just in November when we present these awards. So we encourage you to go online on our website and make those nominations. If you don't want to go online, you can send me an email, bob@noblesvillechamber.com, and just say, here's my nomination. We'll fill out the form for you. Mental health trainings. We are continuing our series of mental health first aid trainings, but we are adding a special session on September 30th for those folks that are involved in the human resource aspects of managing their businesses. And we've had a number of businesses ask us about how do they address mental health issues in the workplace, because we all have those that pop up from time to time. And so we have a 2-hour session on the 30th that will walk an employer through things that they can do in the workplace to make sure that they have the support that their employees need. And so that has a small $20 cost to it, but it's really good information. On September 12th, our Wine and Wisdom from our women in Noblesville, that's over at Spencer Farms, as an outdoor networking event. Folks are welcome, men, women. We have a speaker, the Noblesville woman who was on Survivor, who also does a lot of mentoring and other things, is going to be our speaker that evening. But there's a small marketplace of about a dozen vendors that serve women that will be there as well. State of the City is a must-do. It's a must-do. Everyone that's on this call really should be there. It is September 28th. It is at the Embassy Suites. It does have a ticket price associated with it. But Mayor Jensen is going to talk about the past 2 years of progress, the $1 billion worth of investment made in our community over those past 2 years. But equally as important as that, reporting on kind of what he said he was going to do and what he's done is going to be what's coming up going forward. And I know that there's a lot of things that are going to be discussed with regards to the downtown area. And so you want to be there to hear that information. We right now, I think we're up to about 350 folks. We'll have another 150 register over the next couple of weeks. If you have any trouble registering, you can, again, shoot me an email. We'll figure it out. If you have any the holidays, Brandon mentioned the holidays. We are doing our joint work together on Small Business Saturday, and I'm sure that'll be addressed with others. The tree lighting ceremony for that same weekend we're working on, but don't forget to include the chamber in your information streams on what you're doing for the holidays, so we can share those messages as well. We often will piggyback on what Main Street and Nickel Plate Arts are doing. But if you want to put us in the direct line of information, we would certainly welcome that. And I'd just like to make a final observation. I was really encouraged at the Main Street's merchant meeting, the energy that was in the room, the ideas. But then over the course of the past 2 weeks, as I went around Noblesville and went over to the opening of the new Beaver Stadium at the high school, and I consistently see people in the business community stepping up outside of their 4 walls of their business to support community efforts, whether it be sponsorship or offering leadership or just offering input. And I think, Ailey and Kate and I certainly rely on volunteer leadership for a lot of this, but it's just really encouraging to see the amount of commitment that our business community has to itself and to the community. And I just wanted to acknowledge it. And so if any of you are part of those folks, I want to say thank you, because it is noticed and it is appreciated. So that's it. That's what I got.
Great. Thanks so much, Bob. All right, Ailey McGill.
Good morning again, everybody. I'm sure you are all aware of the fact that this Friday is going to be the Chocolate Trail, thanks to Noblesville Main Street. And I'm really excited to say that DeBrand Fine Chocolates of Indianapolis is going to be at Nickel Plate as our offering to the Chocolate Trail. So I just wanted to brag about that and encourage you to start maybe with us. everyone who is has one of the chocolate trail maps can get a free sample from the brand, and they'll also have things for sale. We are also kicking off the Squirrel Stampede this month. 200 years ago, basically this month, the migrating squirrels went on a rampage through this part of central Indiana, and there are lots of accounts in historic diaries and things like that about the trouble all these squirrels caused. So you'll see some fun and mischievous events popping up this month, both here in Noblesville and elsewhere around the county. Specifically here in Noblesville, we'll be celebrating on September 10th. Our second Saturday event will include some great hands-on crafts. Kiln Creations has provided 300 ceramic squirrel sculptures that you can paint yourself. And all you have to do is bring in either a receipt from a local business or learn how to dance the squirrel stomp with us. Soon on WRTV6, there should be a segment of me and Louise and Ryan and Sarah Buckner dancing the squirrel stomp together. And then we're going to close out the month with a concert by the Dead Squirrels at Primeval Brewing that we are supporting and Hamilton County Tourism is supporting. So we know that other fun things will be popping up throughout the month as well. You can check out our website there to see the latest. If you are doing something, I know that, for example, Caravan Classes is also working on some squirrel themed projects. They're doing mini squirrel habitats that you can make when you go in. But if anybody else is doing something squirrely, officially squirrely that we haven't heard about, please let us know. We'll add them to our list and send people your way. There is also going to be another alley art market run by Amelia Seaborn on September 10th. That'll be, I believe, in the alley along Huntington Bank. So that will highlight other creative small businesses of all kinds, and is just a really great activation in downtown. So be sure to check that out. We are also going to hold an art supply yard sale on September 17th. We found that this is a great opportunity for students who have just gone to college or maybe majoring in art, or folks who want to try a new art form but maybe don't want to make a huge investment in it till they know they like it. It's also a relief to those of you who maybe have a whole craft room that you've decided to abandon one of the craft projects you started during the pandemic or something like that. If you have supplies that you would like to contribute to this art sale, just call our office or email me, and I'll forward you to JC to arrange the details. But definitely stop by. That'll be while we're open 10 to 5. We are also celebrating our 10th anniversary this month on September 21st. We are holding that event at Cotter Prairie, but it is, of course, open to and celebrating our entire community. We will be celebrating, or we will be recognizing the winners of our Nickel Plate Arts Awards, which, sort of similar to the Chamber's Awards program, we're recognizing folks who've made a big impact in the arts this year. And we have some really amazing stories among our nominees. We're hoping that that press release will go out this week about who all those nominees are in our community. But this event is also sponsored by Smith's Jewelers very generously. They are helping to run a diamond raffle for us. So for $25, you'll buy a glass of champagne, and attached to that glass of champagne will be a small velvet pouch with a stone in it. And that stone will either be a cubic zirconia or a diamond worth over $5,000. So somebody will walk away with that at our gala, and it's going to be super, super, super fun. So please make sure you sign up for that. And then I also want to draw everybody's attention to an upcoming very special and unique theater project that's going on in our community. A young man who grew up here named James Holbrook has decided to bring his theater company back to Noblesville and stage Our Town, which is a play probably many of you have heard of, in the South Alley. And those performances are going to begin September 29th. This is a really creative project, a really creative use of public space in downtown, and also a way to highlight how important theater is. I know Ian is on this call, and Ian has his own theater company that's also working on some really cool projects. So this is like I say, it is such an exciting development for our local arts community, and is something that we really want to support. So we will share the ticket link for that as soon as it's available. And cannot wait to tell the story of how this all went when the production is wrapped up and see what it means next for theater in Noblesville. Speaking of, Ryan says that tickets will go on sale by next week. So thanks, Ryan. Ryan is directly involved with the production as well, and we're excited about that. He's doing that in his in all the free time he has outside of his job. But Nickel Blade Arts did at the city council meeting last week announce that we want to undertake a study of the theater and performing arts needs in Noblesville. As many of you may be aware, we have many theater groups that are working, community theater groups that are working, but we don't have a lot of true performing arts spaces that are accessible to those groups. So we are going to look at other communities our size. We're going to interview all of those groups that will share information with us, and really put together information about what our community needs and how we compare to other communities this size throughout the state and with other cultural districts, to hopefully start really developing a plan for how to move the performing arts, especially theater in Noblesville, forward. So if that's something you'd like to be involved with, we want this to be a completely collaborative event. It's open-ended. We do not have a specific agenda in this, but we know we have the resources to do some of this research when some of the other theater groups at the moment don't have necessarily that capacity. So we want to help take it on to help move that forward, and would love any other participation possible. So we are also looking forward to Small Business Saturday and holiday events here in town. We of course are working on coordinating our annual sort of holiday market that we turn our gallery into a shop for the month of December. But we are happy to support any other small business ventures in that as well. If you have a big idea, or if you have a new thing you want to try, we will happily help you plan that. So as we work with Main Street and the Chamber and Parks on planning events, we want to include you. I just want to reemphasize what everybody said. So those are my updates.
Thanks, Ailey. It's too bad we don't have anything going on in Noblesville.
Right. We're not like not creative. We don't
Not
quiet
even
here.
at all. All right. So I'm going to add to that list. So Main Street also, we've got quite a few things going on. Ailey already kind of gave a little update on it, but this Friday is the First Friday Chocolate Trail. It is from 5 to 9. We have, this says 32. Actually, since I created this presentation, we actually have 34 businesses participating in this event. So downtown Noblesville is going to be alive and well. And we encourage you to come down, visit all the shops, see the great merchandise that they have, get some chocolate. And we have a bunch of people participating in a chocolate cocktail contest. So what could be better than cocktails and chocolate? Pretty amazing. In the mix with that, if you want to kind of sit down and take in a little bit of just good old fashioned music, we've got the Juan Douglas Trio that will be doing music and all that jazz from 6 to 8. This is a different time than we typically have music and all that jazz. So 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Have a seat on Courthouse Square and take in the tunes. We also are going to do this year, our upstairs downtown tour is such a popular event for us that we've decided to do it twice this year. So we did it in May. We are doing it again on September 16th, and could not be more excited to be partnering with the Noblesville Preservation Alliance. As you know, it's their annual historic homes tour on the 17th. So just that following Saturday. So we are doing a big marketing push together on this. So we definitely have some combo pack deals for ticketing. If you are someone that wants to get in on the action on both Friday and Saturday, we have a lot of discounts that some of our downtown businesses are offering. If you participate in that program, you can go into the stores or the restaurants and get some deals just for taking part in that. So we're looking forward to that. Also want to mention that Saturday, September 17th, same day as the historic home tour, but if you visit the farmers market that day, that is our third and final kids day of the season. We had last kids day, we had 33 kid vendors that were there. It was fantastic. It's so wonderful to see their creativity, see what they're doing. And we really serve that as an entrepreneurial opportunity. I can't believe I said that word right this morning. But yes, so it's just a wonderful opportunity. It's a wonderful spirit at the market, and we hope you'll make your way over there to visit them, as well as our other over 100 vendors that show up every single week. On Friday, September 23rd, we are having our annual business summit at Primeval Brewing from 7:30 a.m. until 9 a.m. Come network with some fellow downtown area businesses, and we will provide some updates from the city. Mayor Jensen will be there. We will have our county commissioners there to say a few words, and of course you'll hear some updates from Main Street and Nickel Plate and all your favorites in downtown Noblesville. Last Thursday in September, so 1 month from now, we will have our Main Street Mixer. Those are proving to be just wonderful community gatherings where you can come kind of talk about what's going on at Main Street, but more than that, kind of just engage in that Noblesville community spirit that we all love so much. So we hope that you'll join us for that. Putting this on your radar, Fall Fest is coming. So I know Brandon and Ailey were talking about the holidays. I'm not there yet. I still have Fall Fest. So first Friday in October, October 7th from 5 to 9, we will have Fall Fest. And we are bringing back this year the soup cook-off. Everybody's favorite. We're partnering with the Lions Club on that. They'll prepare some grilled cheese sandwiches to accompany the soup samples and have a great contest. There's going to be so many different elements going into this, and we hope that you'll join us for a true celebration of my favorite season for sure. I think those are all the updates that I have. I want to get back to Aaron Head for the city of Noblesville.
Yeah, so lots of stuff going on downtown. I have this discussion with lots of people about the sheer amount of events and things that you can do in downtown Noblesville, and it's try to wrap your head around just the amount of things that we have going on like every single weekend. So if you can't find something to do, like you're not looking. So City of Noblesville update. So a lot of my stuff, it's more nuts and bolts, but I do have some fun stuff in here for you today. So one thing, it's not a City of Noblesville event, but I just want to make sure it's mentioned. The Noblesville schools will have their annual Noblesville Homecoming Parade. I know Kate's excited about that on Logan Street. That is September 23rd. And it's the same route as everybody has known it as the route for as long as Noblesville Schools has existed, I think. So coming down Logan Street and then turning right and going north on 9th is where you're going to find, those closures. And, obviously we need, there will be parking space closures as well along that route. So that's September 23rd. And from what I've seen for the permit for that, then there'll be no parking from 3 to 5 that day along that route. Next, I have down alley activation projects. So every month I kind of mention our alley activation projects, and you're like, well, we don't really see anything happening there. Okay, well, that's because these things take a little bit of process and approvals. So right now we are looking at some probably mid to late September installations starting in the East Alley. So we have a what we call a shade structure, if you will, that will be in the East Alley that replicates a butterfly wing, and we have some images of that. We're going to start to kind of unveil those here soon for the public, and along with that shade structure in that alley, and that will also really work well with the mural that's in there as well, as far as the color and vibrancy. So and along with that, in our other alleys, that we have archways that kind of lead you into these alleys and create this sense of space in there. And for the East Alley, like that one's still a very serviced and traveled alley. So we have some things that we really can't do there that we can do in the others, just to make sure that we can still get deliveries in and out of the East Alley. And so that will be, it won't really be an archway, more it will be more of gates, if you will. So so an archway, but it doesn't touch at the top. And on the evenings and weekends, we'll be able to close those gates and then create that outdoor gathering kind of space in that area. And so that will basically complete our sort of archways, downtown alley archways vision that we had starting back in 2016. And then in the South Alley, we're working with a group right now on a lighting installation. So there'll be some new lighting that'll be installed in that alley that'll be sort of interactive, and we can sort of change it with the seasons and holidays. And along with that, we are also going to be putting in a water mitigation sculpture, and we have some, it's sort of utility in nature, just in the sense of we have a lot of water that comes off the buildings into that South Alley, and this will sort of slow some of the speed of that water coming out into the alley when it rains, and then push it out into the correct area. So that'll be installed as well in the next month to month and a half, and we'll have some new activations in our alleys. And it's always great. I think that the play that's in that South Alley is going to be really amazing as well. And that is a completely different activation than we've ever had in an alley. And I'm really excited to see how that works. And actually, if you look at the archway, you actually have the, I don't know what it's called, theater people, maybe Ailey or Kate can help with this one, but it's like the two masks or whatever that you have that talks about theater, and I don't know what it means, but it's all about theater. And so it's going to be really cool to have that sort of enhancement there.
Yes.
Comedy and tragedy match. Thank you, Ryan. I appreciate that. So we've also, over the last month and a half, have created additional public parking. So it's the gold lot. Most people call it the SIDS lot, and it was formerly the county parking lot. So but we call it the gold lot. There are I believe 20 to 25 public parking spaces, public metered spaces in that lot that are available every day from 8 to 5, and then always free, and no restrictions on evenings and weekends in that lot. There's going to be a street resurfacing project, so that is on Maple Avenue, Maple Avenue, and 8th Street and 9th Street. And so on Maple Avenue, I believe most of that project, that will be where it starts. And that's going to come from way to the east and then on its way downtown. And then along with that, you're going to have some resurfacing on 8th and 9th between Connor and Maple as well. That there are no specific dates for that work to start yet, so we don't have a timeline. However, it's projected to be late September. So once we get those times, then I will be sending out emails to all the affected businesses in that area. And there's not expected to be enclosures, so it'll be flagged. And then each section, 8th and 9th, they have to mill it up and then repave it. So not a long process, but there'll be some dust and there'll be some beeping of construction vehicles and whatnot. And that'll be over, in a week's time, maybe. In those 8th and 9th areas that would be most effective for our downtown businesses. Bridge of Flowers. So if you've been past Logan Street in the last day, you've seen the first structure has gone up over there. So you're going to see those structures come up a little bit quicker now, and that project will be completed actually not before too long. They're actually putting the dirt in today in some of those planter areas. So Bridge of Flowers. So really, what we'll see is that project likely wrapping up just after Labor Day. So it's going to go really quick. And then we're going to have flower plantings, and probably one of the most unique things that in Hamilton County is this really cool overlook over the White River. And it also is extremely important for us to make sure that we're doing things that are activating our river and pulling people into it. And it's also this really great middle area that connects our east and west sides of the river. And that's going to be, really important to us going forward as we start to develop on the west side. Then lastly, 3238 roundabout. So that project, so that roundabout's the one that's in front of the hospital over there. If you've been that way, you can't make left turns there right now. So you're seeing extra traffic come down Logan Street. Right now is that south area next to Riverview is scheduled to reopen by September 9th. And then they'll switch to the north side of the road and build that roundabout. And that should take about 55 days. So right now you're looking at about just over 2 months, and then that roundabout should be completed at that area. Right now you have east-west flow on 32 and you don't stop, which is great if you're coming from the west or east and going through town. Kind of interesting to be able to not stop there, but here soon, that'll be completed, and we'll be going into the holiday season and not have any construction at 3238. That'd be really nice. So those are my updates for this week, and I appreciate everybody that showed up today and listened.
Thanks so much, Aaron. All right, well, this is where we turn it to you. Does anyone here have any questions, any follow-up, anything we didn't cover that you'd like to hear more about?
It was a good finale, Aaron.
That's a good
I'd like to just close it out with, lots of great information. If anybody had a chance to stop by the the Front Porch Music Festival this weekend, that was an extremely well done event. And I was blown away by what I saw, the crowd that was there, and it can only get better from here. And you're getting better from something that's already really great. So lots of great things. And actually, Kurt and I had a conversation about this yesterday, just talking about how we have these really great things that are happening in our downtown that are being created by people outside of our organization. So like Salsa on the Square, you have Peony Festival, Logan, the Front Porch Music, I keep saying Logan Street, Front Porch Music Festival, and then a host of others that our community are seeing the value in our downtown and saying we can do these really cool things here and bring people here. And for me, looking at like economically of how those things help our downtown, I see thousands of people coming to our downtown that would not have came downtown in those droves on those dates before. So, and I think, Kurt said it best when he's like, 2 years ago, we didn't have the Peony Festival or the Front Porch Music Festival. And look how many people that has brought to our downtown. So those things are really amazing. And I can't wait to see what else, people can come up with.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, Aaron. I meant to say that too. Just congrats to all involved and how successful it was. I know the Moontown Pickle Stompers got a good review in the paper this morning. So it's,
Jeff Davis. Incredible.
I'll jump in if I could. We've got retail space available in the lofts on 10th. And I think, we've had that listed publicly for about a month. And it's reasonable that in the weeks ahead, somebody could take possession of a space and start their build out if they wanted to. We've got 4 1,000 square foot spaces there, which I think are great for a smaller business. And the landlord there is, we get calls from attorneys and we're just turning them away because the landlord's adamant that the tenants we put in there be businesses that people can use, conveniences from day to day, whether it's a bourbon bar, a coffee counter, a barber shop, something that would service the people who are coming to live downtown in some of our new apartment buildings. And we'll also have the very corner of that building at Clinton and 10th has a 2-story retail area that's larger and is connected by an elevator. So it's conceivable that somebody could have a 2-story business there or a 2-story restaurant that could be connected that way. And I do know of a couple of other spaces that may be available on the square. So if you hear of potential tenants, you can send it to me, or maybe Aaron Head is the better kind of clearinghouse for that kind of information. And just one final note, I heard this week that downtown building owner Martha Gashaw has died. So I didn't know if you all were aware of that. I've heard it from one person. I assume it's correct. I've not seen anything in the news, an obituary or anything, but anyway, thoughts go out to her family.
Thanks for sharing, Kurt. Anyone else have any questions or updates?
Mission accomplished.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for being here, for taking the time to hear these updates. We will continue to keep you posted. If you have any questions after this meeting, if you think, oh, I should have asked that, please know that Bob, Brandon, Aaron, Ailey, and I are always available for questions anytime. Give us a call, send us an email. We are always here for you. So thank you all. Have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday, and we'll look forward to seeing you next month, if not sooner.